In the heart of northeastern Nigeria, a groundbreaking initiative has transformed the lives of countless individuals, empowering them to improve their livelihoods, foster inclusive governance, and envision a brighter future. Welcome to the PROSELL Project documentary, where the impact achievements are accomplished by its beneficiaries in various sectors. Join us as we explore stories of hope, resilience, and successful community development. On this basis, OXFAM, in conjunction with Development Exchange Center (DEC), initiated PROSELL Project, which is an acronym for Produce and Sell under the Food Security Project. This is informed by paradox of poverty in the presence of abundant natural resources. OXFAM conducted an intensive needs assessment in 6 local government areas of the state as targeted for the implementation of the program in Donga, Ardokola, Kurmi, Zing, Takum, and Wukari local government areas. The PROSELL project manager, Mr. Joseph Babangida, says the rate of poverty in the areas and the underproduction of the agricultural sector was unacceptable, looking at the potential of the state, hence the need for the intervention.
The project initially was aimed at reaching 50% women. As of today, we have achieved 60% of the women. So in our farmer groups, we have what we call the Village Savings and Loans Associations. We are targeting 1,600 groups. As of today, we have achieved 1,700 groups, and the savings they have made from inception to today is about 970 million naira, which shows and demonstrates that the model that we have used for the project has actually yielded a positive result.
According to him, the project is concerned particularly with the livelihood of the vulnerable and women who are most times denied access to basic production factors as lands, seedlings, and other inputs. Livelihood transformation by the PROSELL project recognized the vital need for sustainable livelihoods to uplift communities from chronic poverty by offering skill-building training, access to resources, and market linkages. Beneficiaries were empowered to pursue their entrepreneurial aspirations. The Livelihood Program Officer, Mrs. Marie Berican, as one of the leads of the project, says the PROSELL initiative is 100% funded by the European Union and targeted at improving the livelihood of over 40,000 households, especially households with women among key target groups.
The project has been able to reach 43,000 households in Taraba State today. We have built the resilience of our project beneficiaries. Our beneficiaries today can stand on their own. We are certain that we are not leaving them worse than we met them, but their lives have been improved. Today, they have been able to produce enough to feed their family, and also they have also been able to take that produce to the market.
The PROSELL program introduced village savings and loans schemes, VSLAs, access to agricultural inputs, livestock transfer, grain bank, and loan, among others. Today, the impact of the project is tremendous, as over 700 million naira was collected in VSLAs so far, with 45,000 households improving their livelihood in excess of the project target. Today, women have the power to acquire assets and support their families. At Hunari Village, Eware 1, it is the skills to create briquettes for cooking out of groundnut shells burnt to charcoal. It is part of the measures taken to mitigate climate change through replacement of firewood. These briquettes have replaced other natural forms of energy that are not destructive to the environment. Mrs. Basira is the leader of a group, Dogaraga Allah, and helps to train other women in the art of making briquettes. She says the skills has paid off in her life, and the money realized from the sales of the briquettes helped her added a block of 2 rooms to her house and paid bills for the family. In addition to briquettes, they also make fresheners and detergents. Her confession is truly tremendous. With the help of PROSELL, she could buy a TV set, a refrigerator, a very strong bed, and many other things. We are very grateful to PROSELL, EU, OXFAM, DEC.
Yanzu zuwa wannan kungiyar din mun samu ci gaba, muna yin sana'o'in mu kala-kala, muna yin su turare da abin nan gawayi da kuma man shafawa saboro duka muna yi a zuwan wannan kungiyar din, kuma mun samu karuwa da shi. Karuwan da muka samu ni dai shekaran farko da muka yi na samu na sayi TV, na biyu da ya sake na sayi firish, na muka sake shekara na uku na sayi injin taliya, na hudu na sayi gado. To wasu mu kuma a ciki sun sayi awaki, wasu kuma sun yi auren yaran su ma a ciki.
Similarly, another livestock beneficiary, Mrs. Zifora Auta, says as a widow, the livestock has helped to improve her earning to the extent that she could now pay her children's school fees.
As the goat giving birth, I give orders. And now, you know, formerly I was doing nothing. I'm a widow and I don't have anything to do. Because of the goat, I sell some, get money to start from somewhere. And also, I'm in the same meeting with the PROSELL also. From that meeting, we used to borrow money from each other there, start business. And from that PROSELL, I have small money to be able to train my children. 2 of them are in the school now.
The PROSELL project introduced a unique cash for work program where beneficiaries were provided temporary employment opportunities, simultaneously addressing immediate community needs. This initiative not only ensured financial stability, but also fostered a sense of self-worth among the participants. Conditional cash transfer, also known as cash for work, is another interesting component of the initiative, which encourages communities to carry out communal works themselves and for their own good. The project provided materials needed and gave the people certain amounts of money to motivate them. This was the case in Zangon Kombi village of Ardokola local government area. Malam Jauro Jungudu says another added advantage of the program is the restoration of unity, peace, and love amongst the people. It has also fostered religious tolerance amongst us.
Process ta zo ta hada kan mutane na farko kenan, an samu haɗin kan jama'a. Sannan na biyu bayan haɗin kan jama'a, process ta kawo amfani na masara wanda aka wa tallafi mutanen ƙungiya. Sannan daga baya an zo an kawo kuɗi yanzu a yau ana baiwa mutanen ɓangaren ƙungiyoyi wadda suka yi rumbu, an tallafa musu.
A happy family is the cornerstone of a prosperous community. The PROSELL project recognized this, leading to the creation of the Happy Family Tree Initiative, adopting Gender Action Learning (GALS) and Rapid Care Analysis (RCA) methodology by promoting healthy relationships, improved communication, and effective parenting techniques. The project sought to strengthen the bond within families, unlocking their potential for growth. The empowerment of women through targeted programs and trainings had its turn on the protection of their rights, providing opportunity for leadership, entrepreneurship, and working to eliminate gender-based violence. PROSELL has greatly influenced the family peace in many homes through the GAL method in training to restore happy homes. This entails the sharing of family responsibilities and contribution to the general expenditure of the family. Mr. Nladi Gajere attests to this fact, demonstrating the impact of the model on their lives and their children.
When we went for the training, seriously, it impacted positively in our lives. It changed our lives. This methodology really taught us how the family could unite and progress. So we used the model, we really progressed. My children who were beginning to go to university are now safe and was able to pay their school fees. The 4 children are now BSc holders.
Agricultural achievements has always been the backbone of communities, providing sustenance and economic stability. Through the PROSELL project, beneficiaries gained access to modern agricultural techniques, tools, and training, resulting in increased productivity and enhanced food security. Mr. Saleh Pavali, the Permanent Secretary, Taraba State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, corroborates the story on the performance of the project as one of the line ministries. He thereby solicits European Union support to extend the project tenure in the state to enable extension and implementation to other local government areas that are yet to benefit from the project.
The state government is working towards sustaining or making sure that this company continues. So Catch for Work is one of the key components that the state government is working towards retaining it and maybe thinking about asking EU to continue with supporting us on that aspect.
Mrs. Dorcas Eric attended the Farmers Field Training School and has risen to the level of lead farmer and helps also to train others. Her store of grains is clear indication of one whose produce has gone beyond subsistence.
For the empowerment, I will appreciate them, and for how they also helped me, and I went through their school, and today I am proud of them.
The quest to promote women's rights and to mobilize them to gain access to income-generating ventures has necessitated the introduction of home gardening and the establishment of a local greenhouse. This is evident at Sonkani village of Ardokola local government area. Mrs. Saadatu Ibrahim is the leader of Allah Se Albarka group, which is predominantly comprising of women who are in the business of selling vegetables. After her graduation from the Farmers Field School, she sourced for funds to expand her farming, which yielded wonderful results. The profit from the business enables them to open other branches for vegetable marketing. Consequently, she was able to train over 200 women who came to join her. With this rewarding business, she could pay her children's school fees and help her husband, as well as pay for other family commitments.
Samu ilimi bangaren noma. Yanzu muna yin karatu, anan na samu na kafa wannan greenhouse. Nazo aka karantar da ni daga farmer school nazo nan ni ma na goda. Naga kai abu yayi kyau. Uku da kafin zuwa PROSELL banda ungiya ko daya. Yanzu a dalilin PROSELL kowane ungiyoyi suka zo sai an neme ni. Sai na samu ungiyoyi uku, akwai na 25 na PROSELL, akwai wannan na 20, akwai na 15. Kaga 60. To a gurin ina karantar da mata, maza kaɗan ne daga ciki.
The OXFAM PROSELL initiative is operated in partnership with the state and indeed the local government of Taraba State. The local government staff also benefited through capacity building and provision of equipment and inputs. This is a deliberate move to prepare them for possible sustainability of the project. In addition to climate change mitigation, economic trees produce fruits for the consumption and other economic purposes has helped uplift the standard of living of the people. The Village Savings and Loans Associations VSLAs, established by the PROSELL project, served as a springboard for financial inclusion, empowering communities to save and access loans for various purposes, the impact of VSLAs went beyond economic benefits, fostering a sense of unity and expanding opportunities for all. As a critical component of the PROSELL project, the Village Savings and Loan Scheme VSLAs brought members of the community together to harness their resources for their own progress. Members are called to contribute money, buy shares in the group, and can access loan to help them establish their own businesses. Banye Group, which translates as brotherly love in Mararaba Donga Dishuso. Mrs. Halima Bako, a member of the group, says she bought a freezer and power generator to enhance her business. She was also able to acquire a shop of her own, all thanks to PROSELL.
Amma da na fara wannan business din sai na samu riban da na samu daga ciki shine na sayi freezer, na sayi generator na kaina, sannan na je na yi shago na kaina. Da ba ni da shago, amma saboda wannan process din ne na samu shago na kaina a yanzu. A gaskiya mun ce ba mu da godiya ba kan mun yi ƙarya, mun gode ma EU waɗanda Allah ya ba ku basira ku zo ku taimake mu. Mun gode sosai.
In Kurmi local government area, the district head of Ashuku, His Royal Highness Sir Ibrahim Samungu, the Kesan Ashuku, was overwhelmed with joy as the project's initiatives of giving out tree seedlings and livestock. He reveals that his people were able to have water pumps to enhance all year-round farming. With PROSELL project intervention, they were able to enjoy lots of benefits. God reward EU for this wonderful intervention.
Lemu wanda mun dasa suna nan, kwara wanda mun dasa akwai wada su mafi yawa mun je mun dasa gwanaki ne, wada su suna nan within the premises wanda za iya duba. And ina godewa EU yana sun zo don su supporting the food security and the release in Taraba state. Wannan aikin da EU sun bar mana nan mu bara mu yi wasa da shi ba, za mu ci gaba da yinsa.
Taraba State Agricultural Development Agency has been an instrument through which goals of agricultural transformation was realized. PROSELL trained extension workers of the program in modern agricultural practice to go out to the field and help farmers adapt these same methods. Extension agents also benefited through provision of water pumps, improved seeds, and others. Dr. Wakili Akila Ahmed Barde is the program manager, TADP Taraba. He speaks on the tremendous impact PROSELL has made on Taraba ADP staff and by extension, the farmers in the state.
On behalf of the TB farmers, the extension, the ADP in particular, and even the Minister of Agriculture, we are immensely grateful and for the support, and we pray that more shall come if possible.
The PROSELL project championed gender equality, recognizing the pivotal role women play in community development. Through gender-specific interventions and empowerment programs, women were able to take leadership roles, participate in decision-making, and break the cycle of gender-based discrimination. Mrs. Agnes Joseph is the sector leader of the gender component. She said the sector is working towards the promotion of gender equality, unfettered participation of women in agriculture.
The girls' methodology, gender action learning system, addresses gender issues in the household and in the community at large. The project also adopted the rapid care analysis, which are a set of tools that addresses care work burdens in the household, especially women who have been marginalized, and also addresses productive work and how to manage time effectively so that there can be an increase in the financial input in the household.
Even the process of decision-making in communal matters that was hitherto dominated by men is now being opened up to women, and by implication, domestic violence is tackled in the process. With Village Savings and Loan Scheme, women are gradually being empowered to take up responsibilities in the home and acquire assets for their upliftment. Similarly, Mr. Darius Adams of Ndaforo Village in Kurmi local government area share their own experience on how the project has helped to tackle certain cultural norms that encourages gender violence and discrimination against women in areas as land ownership, inheritance, property ownership, and the rest. Today, even the issue of rape is treated with dispatch, and the incidences of rape among other communities has come down considerably.
Anything that has to do with sexual assault, initially we are not taking serious. But with the coming of this project and the knowledge given to us as an individual and as a community, in fact, the community leaders took it upon themselves that any lady assaulted or sexually harassed, a disciplinary action is always taken.
In Mararaba Donga local government area, the district head of Benye and Shimno Donga, His Royal Highness T. Dwasel Nahum Tigno, JP, gives glowing tributes on the performance of PROSELL. The district head, who spoke in Hausa, said his people, numbering over 14,000, were under abject poverty before the advent of PROSELL, and there was no sense of communal unity. Today, the story has changed with the coming of PROSELL, the VSLA, and livestock exchange. The bond of brotherly love has been established. People now assist each other in terms of need through grain loans, and hunger is no longer an issue with their people.
Ko PROSELL ta ci janya hannunta mu a wannan yanki za mu ci gaba da haɗin kai mu yi zama mu tara kudi mu tallafi juna kamar yadda suka koya mana ba za mu daina yi ba, za mu ci gaba har randa kwanaki mu suka kare a wannan duniya.
Zu masara da an ba mu shi 300 mudu daya, kowane mutum mudu 10 mun kawo 11 kowane mutum mun kawo 11 yanzu muna da buhu 5 a kasa wanda mun kawo kuma wannan masara na ya taimake mu.
According to him, some of the tree seedlings given to the people will also help them in their economic stand. With the fruits, he hoped that they will be able to sustain the tempo of PROSELL as they prepare to round up the project. A community thrives when governed with transparency, accountability, and inclusiveness. The PROSELL project emphasized good governance, empowering communities to actively participate in decision-making processes. PROSELL intervention in Taraba State has certainly brought about changes in the preparation and implementation of budget, especially ones that have direct bearing on the livelihood of the common man. It has brought inclusivity and sensitivity in the aspect of budgeting. The open government partnership is an important part of governance that allows the people to give their inputs on issues that concern them. According to Mr. Daniel Michael Abba, the governance and influencing coordinator of PROSELL project, community development has taken a new dimension in Taraba State.
The project worked with key government officials at the state and local level on reforms, designing and implementing strategies to achieve and track progress on resilience building, targeting communities, vulnerable communities precisely. The project provided support towards understanding how to implement community development planning strategies as a social accountability tool for inclusive and participatory budgeting in the state. This witnessed the Taraba State sign on to the Open Government Partnership and the development of the Taraba State Action Plan. The project facilitated the development of the Taraba State Agricultural Policy and initiated environmental and climate change policy to promote environmental sustainability for improved food security.
With all the capacity building programs, agricultural production, reorientation of the staff, and agric agents governance has transformed into a new reality. The partnership established by EU with the Taraba state government has been responsible for all the giant strides recorded in the operations of PROSELL in the state. The 6 target local government areas are Kurmi, Donga, Ardokola, Zing, Takum, and Wukari certainly have witnessed a special community-based transformation. Mr. Wilfred Jimo, Director Budget Planning and International Cooperation of the Taraba State Ministry of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, explains the extent of the collaboration as reflected in their budgetary systems. He says the government functionaries were trained by PROSELL in various aspects of community development and budget processes.
We thank God for the impact that PROSELL has brought to Taraba State, especially in 6 LGS and in various communities where they have touched the lives of farmers that have always been practicing peasant farming, but now they can produce a bountiful harvest to feed their family and then to sell, just like the name implies, PROSELL. We have also collaborated with PROSELL in terms of the Open Government Partnership, OGP, and it has been signed into law and it is operational.
Open Government Partnership and Inclusivity has created a new dimension to governance, community development and engagement in key PROSELL project operations in the state. It helped brought the benefiting public into the system and conscientized them to monitor the implementation of the budget. In this vein, civil servants are trained to help sustain the system. The sustainability of the PROSELL initiative is a matter for great concerns for government agencies and stakeholders. The Director Budget and Planning of Ardokola Local Government Council, Malam Ismaila Ahmedu, says OXFAM PROSELL project has greatly impacted on the lives of the people through the various sectors of livelihood interventions. Certainly, according to him, government must do everything within its power to sustain the activities introduced into the communities.
The VSLA have lifted a lot of people today that have a lot of achievement, who today they can boast of, but unlike before, they are idle.
Dr. Joseph Gimba represents the collaboration between civil society organization and PROSELL. He heads the coalition of CSOs in Taraba State. According to him, the advent of PROSELL has opened a new window of quality service delivery to communities in Taraba State. The project came along with empowerment of the people through modern methods of farming, which invariably improved agricultural production and entrepreneurial skills for improved livelihood.
We've learned a lot in areas of resilience. We've learned a lot in area of economic empowerment, and most especially in area of gender-based issue. So I can talk to you in authority as the chairman of the coalition that we have comfortably gained a working system with OXFAM.
He describes their partnership as a very fruitful venture both to government of the state and civil society organizations, CSOs. He hopes EU extends their services to the rest of the communities in other 10 local government areas of the state that are yet to benefit from the intervention. The PROSELL project is the epitome of sustainable community development, leaving indelible footprints of progress through livelihood transformation, cash for work initiatives, the Happy Family Tree, agricultural advancements, VSLAs, gender equality, and good governance. The project has empowered communities to strive for a better future. Together, these empowered individuals are redefining their narratives while forging paths towards prosperity.